go, Joe. Dolphins. Come on.
We're heading over 5,000 miles to a remote location in the Pacific Ocean. We're going to be spending 5 days out on a boat, approximately 6 hours offshore. Our goal, to see if it's possible to fly alongside a pod of wild dolphins. It's a long shot. They're not typically interested in humans. In their world, we're simply too slow. But this time, we've come prepared with our underwater jetpack. We're going to try and match their speed and movement in the water. And the question is, if we can move like they do, will they accept us?
I'm Archie O'Brien, founder and CEO of CudaJet, and I've spent the last 7 years building this company up from scratch. I've spent over 30,000 hours designing and engineering the underwater jetpack, and this trip has been in the back of my mind for a long time.
Oh, I'm absolutely shattered. We've been travelling for 24 and a bit hours now. I'm Joe O'Brien, a technician at CudaJet and also Archie's brother. I didn't see the dolphins. So obviously we're not going to be swimming this week. Therefore, let's have a look at what kit we've got with us. To help us keep up with the dolphins this week, we've brought the underwater jetpack. This is going to make us travel up to 3 meters per second, which we think is going to help us fly amongst the pod. The jetpack has 3 elements: the harness, the controller, and the underwater jetpack itself. To keep up with the dolphins, we're going to have to be constantly on the move. The jetpack has a long battery life. We usually get 90 minutes out of a charge. This is going to help us as we'll be traveling long distances with minimal breaks. Between dives, we'll be recharging the jetpack on board the boat. Our charger charges the battery from 0 to 100% in just 75 minutes, helping us maximise time in the water throughout the day.
We've decided not to name the location, not because we don't want you to see it, but because we want to be careful how media can change a place, and we want to leave this exactly how we found it, which is wild, untouched, and free. Our guide for the week is going to be Patrick, who is a really experienced cameraman and has worked on many successful projects around the world. He's going to be a key part in finding and getting close to these dolphins.
My name is Patrick Dykstra, and I'm a wildlife cinematographer and filmmaker, and really just a general explorer and adventurer. I never set out to be a filmmaker. It just kind of happened. I was out in the world doing things I enjoy, and then people started wanting to use the footage, and sort of led from there. So I filmed several things for BBC. One of the first big ones was Blue Planet 2. Lucky enough to win a BAFTA for my camera work on that. That led into hosting a TV show on Discovery Channel called Chasing Ocean Giants, which was really fun and exciting. It took me all around the world solving mysteries of the ocean. And after that, I worked on a feature film called Patrick and the Whale about my friendship with a whale. Through the course of my cinematography career, with working with some researchers, found this place in the world where there's these amazing superpods of dolphins, but the problem is a lot of times they're 50, 60 miles offshore and very hard to access. And so the last thing I wanted to do was buy a boat and be responsible for everything that goes along with that. But in order to get close to these megapods of dolphins and stay out with them and really get to know them well, I bought this boat in the United States and then sailed it down to Central America, sort of where we are now. To run an offshore expedition like this, you need a pretty good-sized crew. So we have Gato, the engineer, Oscar, the cook, Jimmy, the captain, and Gerald, our Zodiac driver. So it takes a village to make an operation like this work. As you can see, there's no land in sight where we are here in the open ocean. So yeah, finding spinner dolphins is not the easiest thing. We have a 72-mile radar on the boat, and so that radar covers a huge area, and if the dolphins jump and spin, they come up as a blip on the radar. If they're hunting, they'll have birds with them, so we can see the birds on the radar, so that's our sort of first tool to go find them. And then several pairs of binoculars to keep an eye on the horizon looking for the dolphins.
weekend now, yeah.
Yeah. Usually fish pick up day, and the birds try to catch it on the top.
Yeah.
So they all help each other basically.
Yeah.
And this is a good way to locate any action. Whenever it's bird, it's fish activity for sure.
Yeah.
Get out of here, spotted dolphin.
Yeah, so Patrick, why spotted dolphins are no good?
Well, it's not that they're no good. I like spotted dolphins, but in this area of the world, spinner dolphins are particularly interested in what we're trying to do in the CudaJet. And so while I like these dolphins, it is kind of a distraction. So sometimes we saw these from a mile away, birds, dolphins. We zoom over, we get there excited and find out, oh, wrong kind of dolphin. So they've actually like pulled us away from our actual mission. So now we gotta refocus, get back on the hunt for spinners. They're cool, but they're not what we want.
We thought we got lucky, but turns out it's the wrong type of dolphin. So after an early start and searching all day, we decided to retreat to the lunch table and eat some fresh fruits and pass the time, since we still haven't found the spinner dolphins.
What are you gonna make with that, Oscar?
Maybe sashimi or some tuna steak. Fresh tuna.
Those are dolphins!
No, Joe, dolphins, come on.
Hold on. Whoa! We got a bit too excited and jumped the gun. This group of spinner dolphins were coming close to the boat, so we jumped straight in. But once we hit the water, they changed direction. I then realised I'm not the best of swimmers, so I'm trying to look for these dolphins without joining the bottom feeders on the seabed.
Despite thinking they would just play a little bit, they had zero interest in us, and we couldn't see them underwater at all. Not wanting to miss the opportunity, we decided to quickly get back to the boat and get the jetpack on Joe so he could get in the water, but this time with some speed.
A little faster, a little more, faster, this way. Look in the water!
Okay, Joe, tell me what went wrong today.
I didn't see the dolphins.
The dolphins just don't stop. They never stop swimming.
Yeah.
And it's like, you've got to have everything on, ready, checked, mask in place, and then go. We can see the dolphins like right behind you, but you said you couldn't see anything.
No,
I mean,
as soon as I turned, I didn't see them. I could hear them. I knew they were around me. I saw a load of tuna.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't actually see the dolphins. You're just quite an annoying person.
What was annoying?
Everything.
Was it rushed?
What do you mean, was it rushed? Whilst they're doing their workout, first day for me, I get almost pushed in by Archie because he's rushing me as much as possible. We've been obviously the whole travel, the 24-hour travel, and then we're on a boat. It should be, I think, like early hours in the morning for us right now at home. Somehow I'm all right. And then I get in and I get pointing all different directions. So I start going on my back as fast as I can. And then I'm looking in the water, I turn and I'm looking all around and I do not see these dolphins, and everyone's shouting, they're behind you, they're behind you. I'm like, well, they're bloody not behind me.
You're with them, look down.
I keep going, I don't give up, and I'm getting ting, 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 load of jellyfish stung all over me. I get back onto the little boat and I try again. Of course, I've switched off the jetpack. I jump in, I then realise my jetpack's switched off. That was too late. The pod was just going so fast, but I think I'll be able to see them tomorrow. I've learned as soon as you jump in, you've got to just go for it straight away. You can't sit about. They want speed at the start. Therefore, I've got to prepare my breath and everything, and then yeah, it should be all good.
That's all focus.
Buon appetito, everyone.
Catching squid.
Yeah, go. Look how they change colors.
Oh, hello, Squiddy.
Yeah. And we have Gatto and Jimmy catching squids.
They're
One
the squid
is
experts.
hand fishing on the line. And
No
one
way.
One is rod
Get
fishing.
one.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Joe! The first Joe.
Squid in the world.
Hello. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, it feels so weird. It feels so weird.
We are doing more. A little more? More gonna be awesome. No, it's gonna be so.
I'm stealing all your files. The close-up is my signature.
But this is true, you know. This is organic.
So we're up early and on the hunt again for dolphins. This time, at least we're in location, and with everything we learned from yesterday, I think we have a much better chance at making this work.
What do you mean? Tropical mockingbird.
Tropical mockingbird.
Last night we drifted 7 to 10 miles, even with the sea anchor deployed, and since the dolphins never stop swimming, even when they're asleep, they're nowhere to be seen.
Okay, at the moment we are in the middle of the ocean. There is no land. I'm going to take you around. So we're looking all the way through here, searching for dolphins. And there's absolutely no land to be seen.
Woohoo! Let's go find some dolphins!
Also with us on the boat, we have Josh, Patrick's long-term friend and business partner.
Morning, Josh.
Morning, buddy.
My name is Joshua Barton. I live in India and I'm a partner in Picture Adventure. I build and run trips all around the world for mostly cetacea. So blue whales, right whales, humpback whales, dolphins, all over the world in all types of climates.
You explain what happened with you and the turtle.
Yeah, well, I just thought he was coming over to say hello. I just thought it was innocent. And I don't think it was, actually. First I thought it was just coming to say hi, then I thought he needed a rest. I don't want to talk about the rest. Cut, no. Sorry, I had to do that.
Birds going around.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Good eyes. Let's have a little look. Okay, so we've just had confirmation. That's a little spot from me. There are dolphins in this direction. I was like this. Right on the horizon, you can see something. We're heading in this direction now, so getting excited.
After 7 long years of design and engineering, we could be the first people to ever fly amongst these intelligent creatures. This is what we had travelled all this way for. We're finally going to see if it's possible to fly with dolphins. We had hit the motherlode of all dolphins. The crew had estimated we'd come across about 5,000 in a dolphin megapod.
They love to have fun. And they are loving this jetpack. Oh, there they are.
It's thought that on the surface, you can only see about 5% of the total dolphins in the water. We stayed with this pod and played with them for several hours, taking turns on the jetpack to fly around and experience the wonder of nature.
Let's leave it to that. That was brilliant.
Okay, all good.
When you're as fast as they are, they want to play, huh? They
It was
love
wild. I had them there, and then I was like doing barrel rolls in front of them, and then they were like just looking at me, and then they would come past like this, and I'm following them up.
Look, they're still waiting for you.
Yeah.
They wondered where their playmate went. They're all right here.
Literally.
Yeah.
That was wild. That was so crazy. So yeah, I got the technique. I know how to. Once they get close to you, they love it.
Yeah, they love it. When you're as fast as they are, they want to play.
Oh yeah, they're. Yeah, that was. I'm staring at them like this.
Yeah, this close.
Yeah, and they're looking at you. I put my arm out like this, and I'm turning with them, and oh wow. Okay.
It's incredible.
That is amazing. The first one that came past, it was just by itself, and I was like, oh, made you feel a bit scared, because at first it was just a big shoal of tuna, and I was like, oh wow, they look a bit scary. And then the one dolphin appeared, and then they just all were there. I was like, wow.
And then they followed you for like half a mile.
Yeah.
That was great.
They take turns like coming around. Yeah.
Mostly they're just digesting now. They were eating earlier, so they have nothing to do. They're looking for some fun.
Yeah.
This is the most fun thing they see in the ocean, so they want to come play. Yeah.
That was the most wild thing ever. I'm telling you. They were close to me like this, and I'm like flying my hands out.
Amazing.
Yeah. I could literally touch them. I didn't want to because I thought, what, did they bite or something? Or
This is impossible to explain.
Yeah, I know.
Impossible to
I know.
explain.
I'm gonna get the camera down.
You were a dolphin.
Literally. I was like spinning around with them and everything.
Brother. Impossible.
I landed for the first time in a long time. Does feel kind of weird.
I mean, yeah, it still feels like when we're boat. I feel like it's going to take a long time for us to get rid of the sea legs.
Yeah, and I feel incredibly wavy.
What a week we've had. It's been incredible. I feel like we can't actually all process it properly yet.
We set out with this crazy idea to see if wild dolphins might accept us into one of their pods.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think we are the first people in the world to ever actually fly with the dolphins.
And exactly, but not just that. We are just two guys from the middle of the English countryside, and we are the first people to ever fly with dolphins. The jetpack was the facilitator in all this, but in the end, it wasn't about the tech. It was about the connection, being in their world, in an open ocean, on their terms. They didn't have to stay with us. They're as fast as a speedboat, and they could have easily have left if they wanted to. These dolphins are so intelligent and curious that once we earned their trust, they welcomed us into their world. At times in smaller, intimate pods, and 2 or 3, and then at other times in giant super pods of up to 5,000 dolphins. This is something that is going to live with me forever, and I feel incredibly fortunate and grateful to have had this experience.
Yeah, never going to forget this.
And being able to share this with everyone is just amazing.
Impossible to explain.
I want to take a minute to say a huge thank you to Patrick and the crew for making this possible. Without their expertise and years of knowledge, we would never have even found the dolphins, let alone interacted with them. Patrick has devoted so much of his life to understanding the underwater world and the intelligent creatures within it. The rest of the crew's roles were just as vital, having spent their whole lives on these waters. The jetpacks made it possible, but it was the dolphins, the environment, and the people that made it unforgettable. This is the Explorer series. Thank you all so much for watching. Live in the real world.